environments doesn't seem to be in your vocabulary. No,
Not particular.
not
No.
particularly.
No.
No. You always want to build that next thing. Yeah.
Yeah. One regret I got in life is I'm getting old.
Yeah.
And I don't have the stamina anymore. You got these damn things that you can't hear very well.
Yeah.
Then you got this eye problem. You say to yourself, holy cow.
Mm-hmm.
So you just got to get graceful. Okay.
When you think of the word wisdom, what do you think of?
Oh, I think that you get a little bit of wisdom every time you fail, because you fail a lot in life. Just think if you were a baseball player and a 300 hitter, that means you only hit 3 times out of 10. If you're a salesman, you make calls, you make calls, you make calls, and you never hit 8 out of 10 or 7 out of 10. It's usually down 3, 4, and 5. And you got to accept that. And you can't brood about your things. You got to, I did this wrong, or what did I do right? And I used to really, if I got a real good order and things like that, I always tried to dissect that, or always dissect your successes and forget about your failures, because pal, you'll give up if you aren't careful. You mean? So you just got to hang in there and keep pressing the buttons.
Have you gotten smarter as you gotten older?
I know more things that don't work,
Yeah.
you know, and lots of technology today is moving so fast, and I'm astonished. Did you ever, in your wildest dreams, ever think that a company like General Motors would end up the way it has, where the people, bondholders, put money in there? You only bought bonds because you knew you were the first guy in line in case of bankruptcy. And here's somebody at a higher authority comes along and gives it to the UAW, the controlling interest, and they offer you 28 cents on the dollar. Did you ever think anything like that? I never did. And it was a gross injustice. And all I've known in life is that if you apply yourself, always look for new things. I used to try to walk in. I had one salesman one time. I was a national sales manager for a while in the company, and he had a territory down here in Kansas and down in through there. See, so we were down there, and evening came, and lots of times you'd stop in some little dinky town and you'd eat a dinner, and then you'd go to your room and you'd have a book with something like that. Now this guy, he would go grocery store or hardware store and walk through there and look for things to sell and new products. His name was Tuck Livingston. He lived in St. Louis, and that guy really influenced me, because it's how you think. The world's not going to come to you. You got to make the things happen. And if you haven't got the balls to get up there and go out there and look, you're not going to get it.
Sometimes salespeople have been kind of vilified. And
Yes.
Tell me the importance of the salesman's American dream.
I think that thing about, what was Willie Loman, what was that?
Death of a salesman.
What?
Death
of a salesman. I think that was the worst thing for America that I ever knew of for years, and still feel it was a terrible injustice, because a lot of people started looking down on salespeople. Well, let me say one thing to you. You get a building full of machinery sitting there with no orders, and mister, you got a problem. The people who work for you got a problem, because there's no cash flow, nothing will be divided up. And a hell of a lot of people in Washington are making decisions these days have never had that kind of outlook. Community organizers, what is that? I mean, these are guys that hung out with radicals and things like that. And you think they're worrying about the American people? No. They think that I'm supposed to work hard all my life and then give money to these guys who've been sitting around their duff and watching television at night. That's not right, period. And I think that if there's a Scrooge in our land, that's it, as far as I'm concerned. You got to.
Advice to your grandkids.
I'm sorry.
Advice to your grandkids.
There's no free lunch, and there's a lot expected of you. You've been lucky. When I think about how hard my parents worked, and doggone it, I feel I owe them something. And I feel I owe my kids something. By the same token, I'll be ready, willing, and able to kick them in the derriere when they're not performing. And I'm sorry, but that's just the way, because when I look around the world and traveling a little bit like I have, everybody in the world wants to be here in America because they see movies and things like that, and they know that the land of opportunity is America. It's not Russia, it's not these other places, it's America. And kids born here who sit around the house and mope and watch television and who know everything there is to know about some football team are being led astray. That really sounds radical, but I'm telling you, when we have a world economy, our United States is not going to be what it used to be. Because everything is being, it seems we're going out of the way to dumb down our population. And it bothers me. Because, of course, with the next year in November, it's going to be a very, very important election. Because if this crowd doesn't get voted out, they're going to so damage our country, very basically, that they're going to take the idea of motivation away from it. And I see it as just a major, frightful thing. Because when you get everybody looking they want to work, if you want to work for the post office all your life, because you get a steady paycheck and that kind of stuff, I don't want you around me. I want somebody who's going to be a game changer. And I look at our kids the same way.
How would you like to be remembered?
Just tried my best, And I think that it's been a good ride. Thank you for this job. You're welcome. Good. Hey, pal. Isn't it